Welcome back to Enclave for the second to last time. We've got some, we got our bonuses to show off, Dingo.
Yeah? Like what?
Well, starting with, the Stone Gnome, the first unlock you get just for beating the Dark campaign.
A gnome that's stoned?
No, actually, you may recognize him. Tell me if you remember him.
Are these the guys that came out of the magma? Like the ones you...
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah. We used them as projectiles to slowly destroy a boss from a long ways away.
Yeah, we froze them and threw them. Yeah, okay.
In one of, like, the more interesting fights in the whole game, yep. So this guy is like the Earth Gnome, but better in just about every way, in that he hits harder, I mean, he can't block, and the Earth Gnome can't block either. They don't have any secondary weapons, but he does...
The golem, the Earth Golem?
Earth Golem, yeah, sorry. He does way more damage.
Yeah, I see that.
It's kind of ludicrous. And he's just got a smaller hitbox, and so he's just the better version of good guy Stone Golem.
I am disappointed. You jumped in the water and there's no hiss and steam.
No, we do bleed steam, which is I quite like.
Yeah, but come on, you're exceptionally, you're glowing hot. You should be steaming in there, at least a little bit of bubbling.
We really should. I mean, I think if in the HD re-release, that would be one of the things they would add in.
Man, you send them flying.
Yeah, so there's some of the high damage weapons get knocked back like that, and it's just pretty ludicrous. I love it, actually. This guy is a lot of fun to play as if you don't feel like not giving a shit. Just run around and smack him with your little pointy arms.
Keep your pimp hand strong.
The fiery pimp hand of, I would say justice, but we're on the bad guys, so really just greed, because I mean that's
no,
the whole theme
that was
of
the light
game.
side too.
Yeah, I guess it fits. I guess that's the true story of Enclave. There's no real good guy. Everyone here is just in it for the money.
Oh, so it's the presidential election.
Whoever wins, we lose.
I do have to say, though, I mean, if you really think about it, the dark side probably has pure intentions.
Well, I mean, except for, like...
Their actions, I mean, their actions aren't good by any stretch, but, I mean, in terms of intentions, they're...
Well... Maybe the characters that we play as, because our characters' intentions are, please God, don't let me be murdered by Mordessa, and then eventually I'm going to kill Mordessa so she doesn't kill me and so I don't get eaten by Vatar. So in that way, yes, the dark side characters are motivated purely from survival, but like the campaign is one of
the
wholesale slaughter.
Yeah, I just mean like the Dregatar in general, though. Really, the reason they were attacking was because of elitist classism, right? So
there is less magic in their lands, true, but on the other hand, they did literally enslave and murder everyone given the chance.
Hey man, that's, you know what, that's just a difference of culture, okay? And you should be more open to differences in culture, okay?
You're right. I guess I should give... I guess you're saying give slavery and wholesale slaughter a chance? Is that your stance, Dingo?
No. It's not my culture, but I mean, you know. Take that.
I always feel weird murdering him. Also, yeah, so there's just a brief thing that it doesn't matter how much armor they were wearing. That guy had stage 1 armor, still took 250 and went flying.
I'm gonna stay here while my wounds heal, and then I think I'm gonna go hang out in a city, maybe find some nice girls.
Right. I hear there's some nice people in... Oh, darn. What is that city? What was that one called?
Incidentally, do you know how to operate a ballista?
This guy definitely not. One, he doesn't have appendages that can oppose anything. He's got to go find a nice bombardier, and he hasn't been unlocked. Or he's just... Canonically, he's not unlocked by this level.
So this is non-canon run, then?
Yeah, super non-canon, because the Stone Gnomes don't ever show up again outside of that one lava level. Also, it's been long enough since I played this level that I don't remember where Marcus is. Also, I know there's absolutely no reason to collect the gold because, like,
it's all
gotten. It's like an autonomic response now. I can't not collect it when I see it. It's kind of sickening.
So, what are the evolutionary benefits of the stone gnome having the pointy head?
You know, stone gnomes get summoned from the giant lava golem thing. So I always figured it was like an aesthetic choice that he made when he like crafted them.
Maybe it's like the drop-off point?
Maybe it's for cooling purposes. Maybe like.
Well, it is. Yeah. I mean, I could see that. Maybe all the points are. It's like cooling capillary action.
Yeah, exactly.
But why do
so
why do they need to be cooled down?
I'll get back to you on that.
Okay. Very important discussion in this LP.
The most important comes right at the end.
I mean,
how exactly? We know they have blood because they bleed steam. I mean, they bleed steamy red blood. So.
Right. So maybe the fins on his back are actually like cooling vents. Okay.
Quite possibly. Yeah. So I couldn't find Marcus. I cut out like 10 minutes of me wandering around aimlessly. So
the stone gnome had to go back to his home planet.
We can just assume that he won. There's no one there who could stop him. So we're going to do one last challenge with the last secret character, the one you get for unlocking all of the gold in the Dark Campaign.
All the gold?
All of the gold.
All the gold.
And it's probably the most disappointing. Her name is Fatihah. See if you can guess why.
Because she's a giant fetish character?
Because she's in bondage fetish gear. Yep.
Nice.
Apparently.
Stay classy.
Stay classy, Enclave devs. Apparently, Enclave Classic was a robot versus a woman in fetish armor shooting incredibly slow rockets at each other. Because while she has insane amounts of health, and that is objectively
awesome.
true, and the rockets are really powerful, they are like the slowest traveling projectiles I have ever used, and it's really not fun. Not as fun as it should be, I should say.
Right. So she's wearing like some kind of mask, right? Does that affect her voice lines at all?
She doesn't have any.
Oh, that's disappointing.
I mean, none of the playable characters really ever speak. They mostly just sort of get spoken to by their superiors and told where to go.
Just kind of grunt.
Yeah, they just sort of grunt when they jump, and I guess you can hear their voice lines when they attack you as the enemy.
Yeah, but Fatihah never attacks you. She's a secret.
Right. So she doesn't have... She's got no voice lines.
Right.
She really should, like, get those pants looked at, because there's a giant gaping hole in the butt. And that's what I mean about projectile travel. You can almost outrun your rockets. It's really... Oh, and there's the box again.
Transient
Good old
box.
Transient box. Yeah, I really wish these guys had shown up more often. They're cool looking, and they got, I don't know, unique weapons and armor that I kind of wish we'd seen somewhere.
I don't know if I really dig the robe and sword and board combo. That doesn't really seem to. That's not jiving with me aesthetically.
I don't think that they look great like as a pair, but I think the swords look cool, as do the shields. And I wish that those were unlockable in some way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you on that one. Really, just any more weapon choice would be cool.
Right? More weapons. Always a positive in my book.
I mean, we're a couple of weapons nerds anyway, though.
Right? You should look at the filigree on their swords. It's quite nice. I remember that guy was there this time.
It's got a nice
waiting for him.
A nice Damascus pattern.
No, I think it just has a really nice etching and inlay, actually. Wonder who developed Damascus first, the Enclave or the Outlands? Or do you think it was the ancestors of Mechalon?
Well, the ancestors of Mechalon are more like Romans, right? They weren't really big on Damascus steel. I would say it's probably be the Enclave, because the Dregatar seem to be more about the wrought iron and the heavy steels. So
right.
Enclave are all about prettiness and money.
I mean, look at Murder Hobo and tell me he's designed for being pretty.
Pretty ugly.
Yeah. No arguments there.
I made that joke. Yeah, I went there. What are you gonna do about it? Nothing.
Accept it, because that's at least on par with every other joke we've made in this LP.
It's on par with the stupid choking pun that Darth Vader makes.
Spoilers for Rogue One. Darth Vader makes a terrible joke.
It's really bad.
The rest of the movie's good, though. Go see it.
You know,
Sponsored by Lucasfilm.
Yeah. And Disney. Sponsored by Disney.
Right, sorry.
Please buy all the toys and the merchandise, the lunchbox. Star Wars 2, The Search for More Money.
Oh, how true.
It didn't used to be. I mean, it always was to an extent, but now that they're doing a new one like every year, I mean, they can't take the moral high ground anymore.
Do you think Disney ever took the moral high ground?
In some ways, I'm sure they have.
Also, I know this boss fight wasn't exactly super climactic beforehand, but it's really anticlimactic with a rocket launcher. You just kind of...
That's, yeah, and there's the stretch. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. All in a day's work. Just a girl taking a rocket launcher for a stroll.
Now Fatihah owns the castle, and maybe she can put on some more comfortable clothes. It's gotta, like, get really sweaty inside that bondage gear, right? She's also got, like, a rocket launcher. That's gotta put out a lot of heat.
It's got all the slots and stuff for breathability.
Right. The ass ventilation, very important on your combat bondage armor.
Listen, you say that, but it really is that important.
The wretched.
So, that's the entire game of Enclave, everyone. You have seen literally everything it has to offer, except for the credits.
Credits.
There's that pretty cool shield that they spoil. They give it to you like third, so you never use it again, but it looks cool.
Yeah, but how do you eat with teeth like that?
I think that's why it's a skull and not a living being.
Well, I mean, it had to be modeled after something, right?
I'm just assuming that it died off. The species died off very quickly. It was like a dead end of evolution.
Saber-tooth orc.
I think that's
some high cheekbones.
It does have some very high, very wide cheekbones. But like, dang, what does its lower jaw look like? That's my question.
It actually doesn't have a lower jaw. It's just the dangling teeth and just one enormous tongue. So it's like a
maybe
it's like a spider.
I was gonna say maybe it's like a weird leech thing, and it like chomps down and then has like a weird proboscis mouth that just sucks the blood out.
Well, we can't see because it's a 2D static image, but maybe it has kind of like a downward curve to the teeth, and so like you sink in and it kind of hooks. Yeah.
Also, I just want you to recognize just how Swedish. I know they're Swedish, but like all of these names are as Swedish as it gets.
Dmitry Savinov sounds Russian.
Friedrich Ljungdahl.
I was looking
Magnus
at
Andersson. Eric with a K Pettersson.
Rip
Jerk.
Slapchest.
That guy's name is Jerk?
Well,
Jerk Gustafsson.
Rip Slapchest. Beef Hard Body.
Roll Fizzle Beef.
Biff McLarge Huge.
Coming up next, Jawa and Dingo Let's Play Mystery Science Theater 3000. Watching, what's that one? Space Mutiny.
Which is probably one of the better ones.
Space Mutiny and Werewolf. Easily in my top 3.
Manos, Hands of Fate.
Manos is good, is pretty good, but it's, I don't know. I think it takes a real classic, like, I mean, honestly, my absolute favorite is Werewolf. It's just...
I really like Samson versus the Vampires.
I don't think I've seen that one.
It's, what is it? It's, I think it was a Hispanic film that got translated to English. It has, it's a series of films, and the main character is a luchador.
That's, okay, well, I'm already on board.
Yeah, it's really funny.
Luchador fighting vampires sounds like
But like
the
in one of
movie
the
video game franchise I have wanted my whole
he
life.
has to stop. He has to stop his investigation into the vampires to go to his title match that night, and one of the vampires like replaces the guy he's fighting, so he has a luchador match versus a giant vampire man.
That's amazing. Also, we get bonus PC credits. Because the PC port came later, and man, was it better.
Yeah.
Wonder if I could, like, show off how much better it was.
That'd be cool. That'd be nice. A lot of gens.
Food for thought. There's Jerk Gustafsson again.
Yeah, gooey graphics. That's a weird name.
Level design and scripting. I wonder if Jerk Gustafsson was the guy who hid all the gold in the really annoying places.
Wait, Friedrich SJ66?
Oh god, I'm gonna mangle it, but wouldn't that just be like
Joe?
Sue?
Jonas Eneroth.
I'm just gonna stop butchering these names.
Van der Broek. That's pretty
Nick
good.
Kirakidis? That guy sounds like he's from Enclave.
Yeah. I really like Uwe Pales. That sounds like something a kid would say when he doesn't want to carry.
Uwe Pals.
I don't want to carry those buckets. Those are Uwe Pales.
The only reason I know how to pronounce that name is because my arch nemesis Uwe Boll, the man who ruined video game movies forever, and also stole money from the German government while doing so.
I mean, okay, now that guy is definitely not Norwegian. Guak?
What?
Guigno. Quok? Quoke?
I'm assuming that's Southeast Asian.
That does sound
Anyway,
very Southeast
after
Asian.
that incredibly sensitive tirade from us, thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed Enclave, and catch you around next time for the final video in this Let's Play.